Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Nicole Morris, and I am here on behalf of co-pastor Perdita Meeks and the Boss Women's Committee. We are hosting our Boss Women Weekend this upcoming weekend. On Friday, August 4th, is our prophetic night. We have our very own co-pastor Perdita, and if you know her, then you know how she's coming. Joining her will be Minister Karen Cole and Minister Wendy Haley. And then on Friday, we have our brunch. Saturday, we have our brunch. It is from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We have workshops set up for you all, and we have a panelist, and we're also going to feed you well. It's going to be good conversations and dialogue. And then on Sunday, we have our normal church service, which begin at 10:30 a.m. And so this evening, I wanted to come on and highlight or give you all a preview of our esteemed panelists. So joining me this evening, I have Kiana Joseph Muhammad and Carrie Simpkins. So welcome, ladies. Thank you for joining us this evening. It is 8:21 p.m. and I'm pretty sure you have a lot of other things that you could be doing this time of night. But again, thank you and welcome. If you two both can just tell us a little bit about yourself, what you're all about, and I will start with Kiana, and then you can go, Carrie.
All right. So, like you already have said, my name is Kiana Joseph Muhammad. I am a mom of two beautiful sons, and I have a bonus older son that lives with me as well. I am a wife. I am the associate director of programs at the Hub 585, which is a not for profit that works with system involved youth and their families. I'm also working on my doctorate in education and tail end, about to jump into the dissertation piece. So, yep, mom, wife, worker, lifelong educator. That about
Okay.
sums me up.
All right, Carrie.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Carrie Simpkins. I'm the founder of The Frame Parlor, where vision becomes clear. I help emerging visionaries implement their God-given ideas. And I also sell eyewear for the bold. Outside of that, I also work in philanthropy, where I have worked for the last several years at a couple of different foundations across Syracuse and Rochester. I am a member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, where I'm very active. And so, yeah, I just try to do different things that keep me active and productive.
Okay. So our theme this weekend is focus driven future. And so I'm going to ask the question a little different for you both. But for Carrie, you have you're the founder of the Frame Parlor, and I know that you also sell eyewear. And when I think about selling eyewear and you being the founder of the Frame Parlor, I feel like it go hand in hand with being focus driven. So when you hear the words focus driven future, what do you think of?
Mm. It's funny that you mentioned that because when I released eyewear for the first time through the Frame Parlor, I released it through a collection that I called Walk Heavy. It's not the style that I have on now, but that style has a very thick arm on the side. And I like to think of them as almost like blinders, right? So when you're walking heavy into purpose and you're walking heavy into what God has called you to be, sometimes you need to kind of put blinders on to keep you from being distracted from, what's going on to the left and to the right of you. And so when I think of focus driven future, I'm thinking, you got your blinders on, you are, pressing towards the mark, right? You are clear on your assignment, you are clear on what God has called you to do, and you're not going to allow, you know, life distractions, etc., get in the way of you doing those things that God has called you to do.
Okay. And I think one of your sayings is girl, clean your glasses.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
Girl, clean your glasses, man. So that was actually born from a months long process that God took me through. And so actually when I released When I first launched the Frame Parlor, I launched it through a workshop called Girl Clean Your Glasses. And so I talked through the 5 different processes or steps that the Lord had took me through, where he had me look up, he had me look around, he had me look within, he had me look back, he had me look forward, and really just helped me change my perspective on things. Because at the time I felt like, my life at that point had been kind of a hodgepodge of different things that didn't really make sense together. And so I wasn't quite sure what to do next at the time. But the Lord really helped me to see and understand how everything really was connected through a common thread, which was purpose. And so when I say girl, clean your glasses, it's really meaning girl, like change your perspective. You're looking at it one way, but clean your glasses and look at it in a different way with the help of the Lord, right? So that you can really see clearly what you're supposed to be doing. And even now, as I'm moving into this 4th year of the Frame Parlor, this last year really has been more of a God clean my glasses moment. So sometimes there are things that we can clean on our own, but there are also some things where we really need God to come in and really intervene and remove mud and trauma and whatever else in our life that we really could help with. We can't on our own strength. So that's
Wow, wonderful. I really do like that saying, girl, clean your glasses. And I have to let you know that I may steal that. That may be like how I may respond to some of my girlfriends. Girl, just clean your glasses. And I totally agree with you. When we shift our perspective, like everything is based on our perspective. And when we shift it, it allows us to see different, right? It allows us to show up different. And I think that is very powerful. And so for you, Kiana, I know that you said you're a mother, you're a wife, you're head of a nonprofit organization, the Hub 585, in your doctorate. So when you think of being focus driven, when you hear the words focus driven future, what comes to mind for you?
Well, first, I'm definitely gonna have to piggyback on that whole. I love that clean your glasses because clearly. So no, when I hear that phrase, focus driven future, I really just think about the fact that while you are a woman, especially being a woman of color, there's so many different things that are at the helms of our lives. Things that we want to do, things that we see that are our purpose to do, helping others in the process as well. But when I hear focus driven future, it really makes me think of, okay, what is the end goal? What is really what drives an individual to do what they are doing? Am I wearing several hats? Absolutely. But what's the purpose of these 7 hats? Do they all align with what it is that, one, my purpose is, and two, what I'm actually passionate about? So that whole thing about the blinders, making sure that you're actually focused and not distracted by all the fluff that may be around some of the things that are actually like little carrots. You're like, ooh, that looks like that might be fun, but does that actually align with my purpose? Knocking those things out of the way and just staying the course. Focus driven future really makes me think about just staying the course, even when the course gets rocky, even when the course gets stressful, even when the course seems like, whose course is this? Who chose this? Like, why would I choose this? Understanding the end result of those hurdles, those potholes, and just staying the course. That's what it makes me really think about.
That's good. And I know for me, sometimes seeing clear could just be difficult. Sometimes it's hard to take those blinders off and to just really focus. So what advice do you have for the women who are trying to be focus driven and is trying to, see clearly and keep moving forward and not allowing any distractions to come in to take them off course? Kiana?
I just started giggling a little bit to myself because growing up in the faith, growing up in church, you're always taught to give. You're always taught to pour. You're always taught to help those around you who need help. You're always taught to give 110% of yourself. Sometimes that teaching forgets to teach us to actually do that same thing for ourselves. So, one of the things that I would really suggest for women, especially today, who are trying to manage driving themselves towards their purpose, trying to make sure that their purpose is aligned with God's purpose, is actually taking a seat sometimes and saying no. Sometimes there's opportunities that may come about that seem good, or there might be situations where there's somebody who's like, you know what, I really know that you're good at this. Can you just handle this? Being okay with saying no so you can actually stay the course towards your own purpose. Because any and everything is going to come in your way to try to knock you off course. And sometimes those things or those entities are the people that we love the most, and the people that we don't want to see fall, the people we don't want to see drop balls. But we have to remember that there is an end goal in mind for our own lives as well. And those that we love that are around us, if they really see and understand our purpose, are going to take a step back and maybe not ask as much or get used to you saying no. So that would be my biggest suggestion, is just being okay with taking time for yourself to focus on what it is that you're really destined to do.
I like that. What about you, Carrie?
Yeah, I would definitely echo everything Kiana just said. And I even feel like, I mentioned earlier a little bit about, how this last year, I feel like, or the first half of this 2023 year has been more of a God clean my glasses moment. And I say that because at the beginning of January, after my most successful coaching year, I feel like the Lord was telling me to stop coaching. And it wasn't until, I got a couple months in that I realized how much I had blurred the lines as a recovering people pleaser, right? So I was coaching, but then I would go over and above in the name of customer service, when really I'm not letting my no be my no, my yes be my yes. And so for me, it took that moment of really kind of separating and just saying, okay, I just need to stop. I just need to pause everything until I figure out and gain the clarity that I need to know how to move forward. So now as I get ready to move back into coaching, I'm able to do it with more clarity of mind, right? And I know, okay,
Mhm.
these are my limitations, like these are my boundaries. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm not going to do. If someone asks me for this that I know that I'm not going to do, here are some additional resources that I can direct them to. But yeah, I would say, so my advice, I think, would be to just really, if you can, I know it's not always possible in every situation, but if you can, to really just take a beat and just step back, and just take your hand off of everything, so that you can really just kind of think through and analyze and assess and pray, with clarity of
Mhm.
mind. Because I feel like sometimes once we're in something, it's hard to really kind of see, and look at things with a sobriety that's necessary to really know, like, where those lines might be getting blurred. So yeah, I would say taking that time to really just pause and reflect has been helpful for me.
Okay, wonderful. I agree with both of you ladies. And taking that time to like step back and just kind of regroup and pray and fast and figure out, speak with the Lord and see how He is trying to lead you on your new adventure, or even going back and revisiting some old things that you wanted to do that you had not yet executed, or you did it halfway, or you started or you finished. So I think that's good, and I find myself having to fall back and be
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, Lord, help me. What is it that you have for me? What is it that you want me to do? How is it that you want me to do it? And so I think that is absolutely wonderful. And I think that we as women need to learn that it is okay to say no, and it is okay to step back, because we do wear several hats, right? And so that is very important. And so what can the ladies expect from you this weekend? But Carrie, you can go first.
Yeah, I really love to share stories from my own life and just use, situations in my life that I've grown and learned from to share. And so just like how I've shared on this conversation a lot of kind of my own journey, you'll get some of that, but in a way where it's, tangible, applicable, practical, Of course, I'm, if you can tell, I'm, very faith based, but then also, there's also a practicality of, steps and things that you can take. So, yeah, I would say you can expect good conversation, good fellowship, and to be able to walk away from not just me, but all of the panelists with something that you can apply in your life afterwards.
Kiana.
Same here. You can definitely look forward to hearing some of the highs and not so highs of my journey to where I've gotten, the realities of what it's taking to get here, and the realities of what I still am trying to juggle in being at this point. I don't know if you can hear it right now or not, but my children are in the backyard yelling and screaming at this very point in time while I'm doing this. But those are our realities.
Right.
So you will hear some anecdotes about my children as well and how they are very much a part of my work life. um, and there will be some good laughs had, most definitely.
Right. Well, I just want to thank you, ladies, for getting on this evening. I definitely appreciate you all. I don't want to give it all away, so we're going to save the rest for Saturday. I'm very eager about this weekend. And the reason for it is I love getting together to fellowship with women. I truly believe that when women get together, it is something powerful. Change happens. It happens from the inside out. New things is birth. Change also starts to occur in the marketplace, in the boardrooms, in systems. And so I'm very excited about what God has in store for us this weekend and what He's going to do for the lives of the women that come and partake. So, again, I welcome you all. I encourage you all to join us this weekend. On Friday, August 4th, is our prophetic night. August 5th is the women's brunch. And then on August 6th is our Sunday service. I look forward to fellowshipping with you all and just having a good time. And so I just want to wish you all a good night and be blessed. Thank you.